Yo, what's up? As you can see about the what if, this is a new one. Uh, like and subscribe if you like it, and roll the intro.
Sauce on my clothes, sauce on my hoe, sauce on my toes, sauce overload. I'm dripping flavor, baby.
Naruto the White Fox. Naruto died at the Valley of the End. But, his story did not end there. He has become greater than anything he could have imaged. Naruto. My B-Day gift to you. Read profile. TFK, this is my Naruto Bleach crossover story. Harem. Tia. Nell. Swat FON. Your Yuaki. Not in that order but yet. Maybe 2 more 3 at the most. This is to replace weakness of the third Hokage until I can get the rewrite back up. And, I need a cool name for Naruto's race. Half Soul Reaper, half Hollow, stronger than both. I was thinking Aranzade Arankar and Vizard mixed. If you have a better one tell me. Chapter 1, Death and the First. Dead, that is what Naruto thought as he looked down at his body. Sasuke standing over it? I told you dope. I needed to kill you for power, but don't worry. I'll make good use of my eyes now. Just then Sasuke was knocked out by Kakashi. With a chop to the back of his neck. I'm too late. Kakashi leaned down to Naruto's body. I'm sorry Naruto, but I know, you fought with all your heart. I'll bring him home. Naruto. Sensei. I'm sorry. Kakashi took Sasuke and Naruto's body back to the village. A few hours later Kakashi made it to the gate. Waiting for him were Hinata, Sakura, Ino, Tenten, Tsunade and a few others. Sakura and Ino had been waiting for their love of their life. The asshole Sasuke. Tenten had been waiting with Hinata. Being at least on better terms with her than the other 2 fangirls. Although, Hinata was a fangirl, but she was Naruto's fangirl, but was nowhere as weak as one. And Tsunade was waiting for her little brother. When Kakashi landed in front of them, he had a broken and sad look on his face. Like he didn't want to be there. Sasuke. Sasuke is back. Sakura and Ino yelled. Tsunade rushed over to Kakashi as did the other 4 girls. Take this traitor to the hospital and make sure he has 24-hour Umbu guard. Kakashi ordered. Tsunade nodded. Seeing as how she was going to say the same thing. An Umbu landed next to Kakashi and took Sasuke to the hospital. Kakashi-sensei don't say that to Sasuke. He's back and... Shut up Sakura. Kakashi yelled at the pink-haired little girl. Tsunade gasped at the bloody body that Kakashi was carrying. Hinata began to tear up, as did Tenten. No. Tsunade fell to her knees. I'm sorry Lady Tsunade. I was too late. I couldn't save him. Kakashi lone eye leaked a few tears. Why is Hinata crying? Isn't she happy that the asshole is back? Naruto's soul thought to himself. You stupid child. Not now Fox. Yes now. We are dead because of you. I died in you, you worthless little meatbag. And for what? So you could impress that pink-haired monstrosity. She never cared for you ever. Even if you had lived, she would call you a monster just for bring back the little weakly Uchiha in the state he is in. Kuwabai yelled at her container. You're wrong about Sakura. She would never do that. Naruto defended. 1 week later. Naruto was at his own funeral. Funny to him really. We are gathered here today, to lay to rest Konoha's greatest hero. Naruto Uzumaki died in the line of service to the Great Leaf Village. Tsunade began. Naruto was surprised to see so many at his funeral. If you call 24 or so people a lot. All of the Leaf 12 and senseis were there but Team 7. Kakashi was there. Tsunade and Shizen were there. Pervy Sage was there. His favorite ramen chief and daughter was there as well. Konohamaru and his team were there. Irika also. Anko and the purple hair Umbu that always protected him when he was younger was there. Yojao if he remembered right. A shock that the crazy snake lady and the Umbu cared enough to show up. And were shedding real tears. Another shocker was that almost all of the clan heads were there. The only one not there was the Hyuga head. And another girl he didn't know. She looked like Kiba, she was a teenage girl about 15. And even a few other shinobi had showed up. And everyone there had real sadness in their eyes. But none more so than Hinata Hyuga. But what broke Naruto's here was in that whole week he had been dead. Sakura was right next to Sasuke all this time. Never once did she ask about him. Or even who he was doing. In fact, she didn't know Naruto was dead until Tsunade told her about his funeral. But, the nail in the coffin was the words she said to Tsunade after she was told about it. Why would I go to that monster's funeral after what he did to my Sasuke? The monster deserved to die. She yelled and walked off. To get more flowers for Sasuke, no doubt. I told Yasuo. Was Kuwabai's only reply to that. It had hurt. He had cried all that night. And even now. He was crying at his own funeral. One by one his friends were saying their goodbyes. He was happy to see that. Then, at the end, Hinata went last. It started raining. As if the heavens were crying as well. Naruto, sob. I'm sorry, sob. Sorry for what, Hinata? Naruto asked out loud. Not really thinking that she heard him. I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry, sob. I never told you, sob. Told me what, Hinata? I wish, sob. I had told you, sob. How much I've come, sob, to love you. Hinata said, and then ran crying her eyes out. Naruto was shocked. Shocked that someone was beautiful and kind as Hinata would love him. She loved me, and I never knew. You were too busy chasing rock and a flat-chest rat to notice that a beautiful diamond was following you. Kuwabai told him. She loved me, she loved me. She loved me, and I never saw it. Naruto's mind was in turmoil. Only Kuwabai noticed the chain on his chest. Then they noticed the council walking down the road to them. Stop this at once. An old man yelled. With them was Sasuke Uchiha and his faithful little bitch slave Sakura. You darn cry over that demon brat. He almost killed Sasuke Uchiha. The last loyal Uchiha left in the world. He continued. What? How dare you interrupt this funeral? The funeral of Konoha's greatest hero Naruto Uzumaki. Tsunade yelled. Greatest hero? Ha! That title belongs to me. I killed the great Kuwabai, something that not even that weakling fourth could do. That makes me far stronger than that little weakling fourth Hokage. I should become Hokage right now. Sasuke said smugly. Yeah, Sasuke did what no one could do before. Kill that demon. The bitch slave yelled. With the council agreeing. The only reason Hayashi was there was to pick up his daughter. Something told him he should do it. What? Umbu, arrest the stain on Konoha's honor right now. Tsunade yelled. Losing her temper at the little shit stain that darn tarnish the 4th's name and Naruto's. You will not, Tsunade. He is a hero. The greatest hero. Greater than that of the fourth Hokage. He shall be rewarded. Danzo said. Yeah, so stop crying over that weakling who shouldn't have been allowed to live and train me in everything you know, Sunin. If I'm to succeed you, I need to be the strongest I can be. In fact. Fire style, Dragon Blaze Jutsu. Sasuke let out a massive fire dragon. Tsunade Shizen and Jiraiya dodged. Only then did they realize Sasuke's true target. Naruto's coffin with his body. It was destroyed in a heartbeat. For Naruto, time stopped. His best friend killed him, and then destroyed his body. Thanks for everything, Naruto. You severed your purpose. You gave me my eyes and more power. Sasuke had a sickening smile. Naruto's world was crushed. He felt empty inside. Kuwabai noticed that the chain was eating away at itself. She smiled. Well, maybe death won't be so bad after all. Just a little more. Naruto, get even angrier. Come humans, do your worst to Naruto. Give him more of, that'll do. In case you're wondering why. Well, just read. You. Everyone looked behind the group of people at Naruto's funeral. Only to see Hinata, running at Sasuke. Her gentle fist not looking all that gentle. Fucker. Everyone was shocked for 2 reasons. 1, Hinata cursed. And 2, Sasuke go knocked the fuck out. She did a gentle fist strike at Sasuke's chest. The force made him crush into a tree, shattering it into tiny pieces. But she didn't stop there. She continued to beat the shit out of him with straight out punches. It took a full 3 minutes of Sasuke's cries of pain to break them out of their stupor. It took both Sunin Team Guy and Kakashi to get Hinata off Sasuke. Although none of them wanted to do it. When she was finally pried from Sasuke, he was blue and bloody. Hayashi was impressed. His weakest and oldest one of his 2 girls just flattened Sasuke Uchiha, the rookie of the year, in a second. Before he could blink, Sasuke was beaten into nothing. He smiled. There was no need to put the curse seal on her now. Now that she had Primrose. Naruto smiled. Thank you, Hinata. Naruto gave everything for this village, and then you stand there and dare say you're a hero. Greater than that of Lord Fourth Hokage. You're weak, Sasuke Uchiha. And you always will be. Naruto will forever be stronger than you, you weak fucking piece of rat shit. A cockroach wouldn't go near you if you were the last rotting corpse on earth. Hinata continued to yell at Sasuke, trying to finish what Naruto started. How dare you, Hinata Hyuga? You dare attack a clan head? One of the civilians yelled at her. One single snake cock-sucking gay that couldn't beat off his own pencil dick doesn't classify as a clan. It classifies as something that needs to be purged from this world. We have the Byakugan and many other stronger clans in the Leaf. We haven't lost any power in the world when the stain known as the Uchiha clan was cleaned from Konoha's gutters. What do you think, father? Don't you agree that the Uchiha is better off when it is, in the pages of history, never to be seen again? Hinata was still restrained by the Sunin. Jiraiya was happy that the girl was standing up for Naruto. The Uchiha brat was lucky he was out of the village when he came back. Otherwise he would be in a hole somewhere. Although Hayashi didn't like that his little girl put him in the spotlight. He was proud of her. Putting the spoiled Uchiha in his place was a great way to start the day in his eyes. Danzo just smiled. I think that Lady Hinata brings up a good point. Sasuke needs to rebuild his clan. And thank you for volunteering for this, Lady Hinata. To bring back such a power clan back into this world. After much yelling from both sides, the Fire Lord came up to settle it. His decision was a simple one. When Sasuke turns 17, Hinata Hyuga will marry Sasuke Uchiha along with Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamamaka. Along with any other girls that the Leaf Village Council wishes for the boy. The man said. I accept. Sasuke smirked. You hear that, dope? Hoping that Naruto could hear him in the afterlife, I'm going to be married to the only girl that will ever love you. And don't worry, my dear. I'll make sure that our honeymoon is one to remember. No, I refuse. If you refuse, the Hyuga clan will lose all of its titles and rank in the Land of Fire. I have ruled. The man walked away. Let us go, Hinata. It is time for training. Hinata broken over what the Fire Lord had ruled for her. Her life was over. First she loses the love of her life, only then to have to marry the scum that put him there. She looked at Sasuke fiercely. The second you touch me, worm, is the second that the Uchiha clan dies. She threatened as she walked back to her father's side. Naruto was shocked to his core. Yes, that was all it took, thank you, stupid humans. You have ensured Naruto's ascent to power. Naruto screamed as the chain on his chest was no more. He screamed as he was no longer human looking. Something was changing him. For better or for worse it was happening. Ah! Power. That is what Naruto felt next. Hinata. I swore. I will be back. With that, the new and improved Naruto left into the darkness. Not to reappear in this world, for an unknown amount of time. Time skip many years later. Naruto's first 200 years or so in Hueco Mundo was long and lonely. The first thing to go right was the fact that Kyuubi made him what he is today. Or at least jump-started it. No vessel of mine will start at the bottom, again. She said, and then used her limitless power to turn him into a Vasto Lord. Naruto trained rather than eat to gain power. And because of that he grew stronger than any other. While some were happy at just being a Vasto Lord, Naruto was not. He wanted more power. But when he had reached the peak of his power, he had become a Majesty Vasto Lord. The strongest of all. There is a saying in Hueco Mundo, he who is Majesty, is strongest. He, who is strongest, is king of Hueco Mundo. Naruto never wanted to be king. All he wanted, was a purpose. But a purpose would have to wait for now. But it was fun to go to the human world and fight Soul Reapers and kick their ass. No one could challenge him. Except this one time when he fought 13 strong Soul Reapers. But more on that later. Naruto, bored as hell one day, thought of something. What would happen if I took off my mask? He asked himself this when he was talking to Kyuubi. When he said he wanted to be human again, Kyuubi remarked that maybe you should take off your mask and lose all your power that you work so hard on. Then one day, he did just that. With a force so great it drove off all other hollows around him. Naruto took off his mask, and felt his power grow tenfold. When he came to, he found himself wearing a plain white coat. And 2 swords next to him. Naruto knew he had more powers, so he decided a purpose can wait for no. He wanted to master these powers. When he looked at himself, he looked more human. In fact, he looked human. Like he would if he was 16 human years old. His mask was gone completely. But not his power. For the next 500 years Naruto spent his free time, which was all the time, mastering his new powers. He smiled at the newfound power he had. But then, he was sad aging. For again, he had no purpose. Then one day a purpose came to him. 200 years after he mastered his power, when put looking for whatever he was looking for, he found his purpose. He found a little girl crying. She was wearing a small green rag that covered her little body. She had a fractured skull on her head. She was shocked. Another hollow that had taken off its mask. But, why was it a child? Child, why are you crying? Naruto asked in a kind voice. The little girl looked at him. Then jumped into his arms still crying. Some big bad hollows came and attacked Nell and her brothers. Nell's brothers fought back but they were too many of them. Nell's brothers told Nell to run, so Nell ran until Nell couldn't run anymore. But now Nell is all alone and can't find Nell's brothers. She said, crying in his chest. Naruto grew angry. This child was strong. He could sense it. But something still felt off about her. There she is. Naruto looked up to see about a dozen hollows, a Jich's class or something like that. I don't know why you're here, Soul Reaper. But give us the girl and we'll let you have a head start at getting away. A big bull like a Jich's taunted Naruto. Nell ran behind Naruto's legs. That's them, they are the ones that Nell's brothers were fighting. The little girl pointed at them. Where are Nell's brothers? She yelled. The bull laughed. Right here. He pointed to his gut. Nell began wailing. She had lost everything now. The bull and all the rest were laughing even hardier now. I hope you're all happy. They stopped laughing as Naruto's power began to rise. Because now, you're all dead. In a blink of an eye all of them were gone. Naruto had used his sword to destroy the hollows that made that cute little girl cry. Now, sob, Nell's all, sob, alone, sob, again. Nell was crying. No, you're not. Nell looked up to see Naruto smiling down at her. You're not alone. As long as I am around, you'll never be alone again. From now on, I'll protect you. Nell was so happy, she had the baby face on. She ran and cried in Naruto's chest. Nell's name is Nell, what yours? She asked happily. Naruto smiled. My name is Naruto. Does Naruto promise that Naruto will never leave Nell alone again? She asked with the same childlike voice. Yes. I promise. Naruto smiled. He had found a purpose once again. And no one will that away from him. It had been 100 years since then. Naruto had been looking for a way to restore Nell's power and her form back to the way it was before whatever happened that caused it. But he had a problem. He needed both Hollow power and Soul Reaper power that was not connected like his was. The Hollow part was easy enough. Just killing weak little Ajichas was needed. And they were all over the place. It was finding a Soul Reaper strong enough to help Nell that was hard. All he found were no-name nobodies. Not worth the effort of killing them, but he did anyway. At this rate, it would take another 100 years to get Nell back to her former self. He also noticed that her mask fragment skull was damaged. Like someone had tried to cut her skull in half and almost succeed. He'll deal with that one in due time. But his main focus was restoring Nell to her full power. Alright Nell, we're going back to the human world. Okay, I need to find some Soul Reapers strong enough to help you Nell. Naruto smiled at the little girl. Yeah, human world, human world. Nell liked the pretty place known as the human world. Nell shouted in her chibi child voice. Naruto had done his best to help her forget about the people she called her brothers before. He smiled. We leave now, we might not come back so soon this time. All right Nell. Let's get going. Let's go brother. Nell is happy to see the sun again. She cheered. Naruto smiled and picked up Nell to put on his shoulder. Let's go big brother. Nell is looking forward to seeing the sun again. She cheered. Naruto opened a portal to the same place he always visits. Karakura town. He jumped in. At Karakura, a massive amount of spiritual pressure emanated all over Karakura town. Anyone who could feel it felt it. An orange-haired teen felt it barely, but he dismissed it. Hollows ran back to their world, wanting nothing to do with this great power. Plus souls hid in fear, hoping beyond hope that they were not found. Naruto and Nell stepped into the world of the living. It was night. Great. We just happened to come in when it's night time. Naruto commented. It is okay big brother. Nighttime here he's still prettier than nighttime at Hueco Mundo. Nell sighed on top his shoulders. I see. Naruto said. So, what do you want to do first? Nels wants to go to the water. You never see water in Hueco Mundo. That's where Nell wants to go first. Very well. Let's go. Naruto started to move to the river in the town nearby. SWAFON was having a normal day in this place. Sort of. She was training this year's new recruits. About 12 or so. Only one of them had any real potential to be a seat officer. Anyway, she was trained this kids in Karakura town. The place was rich in spirit energy. And low-level hollows were always around. So she knew her hand-picked new recruits would have no trouble fighting their first hollow. But that changed, in a heartbeat. In a blink of an eye, 2 hollows came into Karakura town. Their spirit energy beyond that of anything she had ever faced before. One was that of a high-level captain, on par with her own. The other, sent shivers down her spine. She dare say, that not even the captain commander could beat it. She looked at her new recruits. All of them were on the ground painting. Trying to breathe. Then it settled down. The recruits managed to pick themselves up. While they did that, SWAFON went to go find them. The hollows that had this unholy spirit energy. What she saw, shocked her to her core. Even more than the power that they had. One looked like a little girl. She was wearing a full-body green cloth. And she had a cracked skull on top of her head. And a scar on her face. She looked childish to say the least. The other, was even more amazing. She saw a handsome young man. He had spiky blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes, and had the feel of a noble about him. He was wearing a white coat and had 2 zanpakutos on him. One on his back, the other at his waist. The one at his waist had a black cloth around it. The other on his back had a blood-red cloth on it. He looked like a human. Or even a soul reaper himself. But she never saw him in the soul society. Or among the 13 court guards. And his power, she was scared of it. For the first time in her life as a soul reaper she was scared. It was like nothing she had ever felt before. Great. We just happened to come in when it's night time. She heard the blonde say. That caught her off guard. He was disappointed in was night time in the world of the living? It is okay, big brother. Nighttime here, he's still prettier than nighttime at Hueco Mundo. She heard the little girl say to the blonde. That proved it, they were hollows, but they looked so human. I see. So, what do you want to do first? She heard the blonde say again. What are they up to? Nels wants to go to the water. You never see water in Hueco Mundo. That's where Nell wants to go first. The little was talking in third person. Nell, was that her name? SWAFON continued to watch the two. Very well. Let's go. The blonde began to flow to the river of the town. This confused SWAFON even more. Why are they here? She asked herself. Are they just sightseeing? She looked at her scared group of recruits. Follow them, keep out of sight and hit your spirit energy. Do not fail me in this. She told them. They all nodded. Far from the bulk of the town, Naruto and Nell were looking at the river in its calm form. The moon shining down on the water. Naruto sighed. He had felt a few soul reapers following them. Only one of them worth noting. But not just them, he felt others following him as well. I guess it was too much to ask to be able to move about the human world freely. He didn't want to ruin this moment. But he wanted to help Nell get her powers back. She was so close to getting her powers back. If Naruto killed the stronger one of the Soul Reapers, then she would. He thought of the pros and cons. Then he made his decision. Come on out, Soul Reapers. I know you're following us. Naruto said aloud. Nell looked at Naruto. Soul Reapers. They're here? Where? Nell asked nervously. Naruto looked in the direction of SWAFON and her group. At first no one came out of hiding. Very well. Naruto vanished in sound. Naruto Sonito in front of SWAFON and her group. much to the relief of most of the others following him. All but one of them was relieved. "Why are you following us? We have nothing you want. So just go away," Naruto said, looking Swaifon in the eyes. Swaifon almost felt like the blonde in front of her was looking into her soul. Those big blue eyes, they were intense. Ah! Mean evil soul reapers. Make them go away, big brother. Nell yelled, trying to hide behind Naruto's head. "You see, look at what you've done. You've sacred Nell." Naruto looked at them. The soul reaper's sweat drop. "What are you doing here, Hollow?" Swaifon asked. Seeing as she was the only one that could. The rest of the team was hyperventilating. "You must be strong to be in my presence and not look like them." Naruto pointed at her recruits. Although she didn't show it, Swaifon had begun to sweat. The Limiter seal on her caused her lose a lot of power. Doubtful that she could take this Hollow with or without it even. "I asked, what are you doing here, Hollow?" she said a little more forcefully. "I will only answer that question if you do not call me a Hollow. I have stopped being one of those mindless beasts for some time now. Call me by my name," Naruto said to her. "And what is your name?" She was stalling. She had called into the Soul Society to release the seal that was on her. Every second was another she could fight at full power. Also for a barrier and reinforcements. She knew that this Hollow was far stronger than any other she had faced before. "Very well. I will tell you my name if you tell me yours. My name, when I was alive, is Naruto Uzumaki. Once a Vasto Lord of Hueco Mundo. Now tell me yours." "And I'm Nell, Soul Reaper woman," Nell said, peeking out from Naruto's hair. She froze. "Vasto Lord. Once one? What did that mean?" "Your name, women," Naruto said more forcefully. My name is Swaifon. And that's all I'm telling you, Hollow." She felt his spiritual pressure spike for a moment. "My name is Naruto, as I had already told you. Do not call me a Hollow. I am something more than just a mere Hollow," Naruto told her. "Come on. Come on. Come on." She needed more time. "What do you mean, a mere Hollow? You look human, but have two Zanpakutos. How do you have Zanpakutos, Hall? Naruto?" She saw his angry look when she was about to call him a Hollow. "My and Nell here are different. We have evolved past the mere level of Hollow. I was once a Vasto Lord Hollow of the highest rank. But was bored one day and took off my mask. Nell tells me that she is an, you know what? I just realized something. I have no need to tell you this. For there is no point. You are stalling for time so help can arrive in time. I tell you now that is not needed. I have no intention of fighting you, as much as I want to," Naruto told her, his hands in his pockets. "Then why are you here? Still waiting?" Nell wanted to go to the human world. "We both hate the sight of sand and the night in Hueco Mundo." Naruto looked at the night, with the city lights. "This place is beautiful. These human take it for granted. But you never love this place more than when you've been in a desert for over 1,000 years. Swaifon's eyes widened. 1,000 years. That's how long the Captain Commander has been at his post as Captain Commander. 1,000 years. Yes. Now, are we going to fight? Or are you going to let me enjoy the sight of this place in peace? I'd rather not fight here today, but I couldn't take the chance that you would try to kill us when our backs were turned. Not that you could," Naruto said in a normal tone of voice. He then heard a radio come to life behind her. It said something he did not understand and then reinforcements on the way. That part he understood quite nicely. Swaifon smirked. She raised her hand and a flower-like symbol disappeared. As she said a phase, her power increased. Naruto sighed. Nell, find some place to hide, will you? I'm afraid that Swafon wishes to fight. Nell jumped down and her little legs began running. Be careful, big brother. Remember, you are promised to never leave Nell alone again. She ran. I remember. Naruto looked at Swafon sadly. I hope I don't kill you. Looking into your eyes. I no longer want to, he said to her. Swafon was surprised at that. He didn't want to kill her? Behind her a gate opened up. 7 figures come into view. The first was a juggernaut of a man with a menacing grin on his face and an eye patch. Also he had a little girl on his shoulders. She looked about the same age as Nell is going by human years and size. The next 2 was a young red-headed man, some spikes. The man next to him looked calm and collected. The opposite of the other guy. He had some weird things in her hair. The 2 next to them were interesting to Naruto. One was a busty blonde-haired woman. And next to her was a little kid. A little older looking than Nell and the pink-haired girl on Juggernaut Man. The kid had white hair and was in the same get-up as Swafon, Juggernaut Man, and Quite Man. And next to them some fat guy. Naruto blinked. Why did you bring in 2 kids for a fight? Naruto asked Swafon as he pointed to the pink-haired girl and the white-haired boy. This got a giggle from Busta One and a tick mark from the kid. Go. Swafon told her recruits. And they did. Great, I was hoping to take it easy today, said the fat guy. This looks like fun. Juggernaut Man smiled his scary smile. Let's get this over with, the red-haired guy said. So, are you going to introduce yourselves first? Naruto asked. Not really caring about whom he was facing. Everyone back off, he's mine. The Juggernaut Man stepped forward. So, should I call you Juggernaut Man or do you have a name? Naruto asked with his hands in his pockets still. Go Kenny. Naruto looked at the little girl. Then back at Juggernaut Man. So, is that your name? Kenny. He smiled. I can tell that you're strong. My name is Kenpei Kazaraki, captain of the 11th Division. He introduced himself in a manner that would make a curtain freaky fish guy happy. I am Naruto Uzumaki, former Vasto Lord of Wako Mundo. Naruto told them. Kenpei smiled. Then noticed his Zanpakutos. Aren't you going to draw your Zanpakuto? Naruto shook his head no. No. At your current level of spirit energy, you couldn't scratch me. Kenpei only smiled more. Somewhere else. This should be good. A man with a fan and a bucket hat was fanning himself. Next to him a black cat. Relieved that Swafon won't be fighting him Yuruaki. The cat said nothing. I'll take that as a yes. But this one is strange, and strong. He almost feels like a wizard. But at the same time an Arankar. He continues to fan himself when a little girl in green came up to them. You guys seem nice. I'll hang out with you till Big Brother Naruto drives away the mean Soul Reapers. The little girl walked up to the cat. Oh kitty. She began to hug the poor thing to death. The man laughed a bit. Poor Yuruaki, he said. Yuruaki giving him a death glare. Back with Naruto. Both Naruto and the Soul Reapers jumped into the air and were standing on it. Kenpei raised his sword then brought it down on Naruto. Naruto didn't move and let it hit him. The sound it made when it hit his skin was like 2 Zanpakutos hitting each other. Naruto looked at Ken's face. His smile not changing at the least bit. I told you. At your current level you can't touch me. Naruto said unmoving. Some of the other captains were surprised at these turn of events. Kenpei smiled. Alright Naruto Uzumaki. Now I get to do this. Yay Kenny's going to play now. the little pink-haired girl said on the sidelines. Kenpei took off his eye patch. And Naruto felt his power grow even farther than Naruto thought he could go. Naruto was slightly impressed. Kenpei with his power no longer hindered. Tried to cut him down again. Only for Naruto to grab the tip of his blade with 2 fingers. The blade was in between Naruto's left hand's middle finger and index finger. Naruto looked at the captains. I felt a barrier go up before you guys showed up. Does that barrier protect the humans from our fight, including damage done to buildings? Naruto asked politely. This shocked the captains and vice-captains. But Kenpei was trying to free his sword from the vice grip that Naruto's 2 fingers had on his sword. Well, I hope it does. Naruto pointed his right index finger at Kenpei's chest. Zero. Naruto's zero was destructive. To say the least. Kenpei was sent back down to the ground by the zero. Oh, sorry, I should have held back more of my power. I didn't think I was using that much. Naruto said normally. As if he was sorry for not holding back more. The Soul Reapers looked shocked. Kenpei the Juggernaut was just beaten in one move. The Hollow had even said he was holding back. A rumbling sound was heard as the Soul Reapers and Naruto looked at where Kenpei landed. The Ruble forced a way to revile Kenpei. His upper body no longer covered as it was destroyed and he was bloody. Ha ha ha, that was great, Uzumaki. Really great. I haven't had this much fun forever. Ken yelled insanely happily. Oh. I'm glad you survived. I was afraid that my Zero had killed you. Naruto said to the insane Juggernaut. However, you cannot hope to scratch me if that is the extent of your power. Who is next? He looked at the group of Soul Reapers on the sidelines. I'm not done yet, Uzumaki. I am far from done. Oh, is that so? Naruto looked back at Kenpei. Oh, very well. Naruto reached for his black Zanpakuto. Both were the same as Ulquiorra's Zanpakuto, but one was black, the other was red. But then he stopped. He is unworthy. Naruto seemed to ask himself. Everyone looked at him. I see. Sorry, Kenpei. My Zanpakuto says you're unworthy to fight her. Too bad. But, don't worry, I still have more powers for you to face. Kenpei was insulted. At the Zanpakuto saying he was unworthy. But was intrigued at the other powers' comment. Naruto held out his hand. Draining Javelin Generation. A javelin made out of pure red energy about 5 feet long came to life. This little number took me a while to perfect. Be honored to be the first to be its test subject. Naruto got ready to throw it like a pitcher. He then released it at Kenpei. It went right through Kenpei's chest and into the ground. He still had a menacing grin on his face. Is that all you've got? He yelled at the blonde. The javelin still in him. Then his eyes widened when Naruto held out his hand. No, just that fighting you is troublesome to do right now. I have no desire to fight you at full or even half power. You are not worthy of such a display of my power. But, however, I will take your power for my own. You have enough of it? Soon everyone felt Naruto's hand was draining energy from his javelin. Kenpei's eyes widened again. He felt his spirit energy fading fast. Do not worry, Juggernaut Man. The power I am taking from you, you will be able to regain in time. Within seconds Kenpei, as difficult as it would seem, fell to his knees. Unable to stand any longer. Naruto turned his head to the others. So, who's next? He asked. His smirk was somewhat unnerving. The other captains were shocked. This hollow beat Kenpei like a captain would a student. We take him together. We attack with everything we've got. The little white-haired kid suggested to the others. Right, Captain. The busted one said to the kid. He's a captain? Naruto asked. This got another tick mark from Toshiro. And giggles from the woman. What's a captain? Naruto asked again. All of the Soul Reapers' sweat drop. Thank you for playing with Kenny. Kenny had fun blonde. The little pink-haired girl said, running to the down captain's side. We will take you down hollow. You will not survive past tonight. The red-haired guy. Such a waste of my time. Very well, if you all wish to fight me, give it all you got. Naruto held out both arms as if inviting them for a hug. Crush M. Gigatsuberi. The big guy's Zanpakuto turned into a spike ball with chain. Roar. Zabumaru. The redhead's Zanpakuto was now whip-like. Growl. Hanko. The busted blonde's blade of her Zanpakuto turned to ash. Naruto raised an eyebrow at this. Sting all enemies to death. Suzumibaki. Swafon's Zanpakuto look like a bee's stringer. Scatter. Senbonzakura. The white captain's Zanpakuto became a lot of little pink flower petals. Sit upon the frozen heavens. Hiren Maru. The little kid's Zanpakuto was now an ice dragon. Naruto looked at the display of power in front of him. Naruto tilted his head. Question. Naruto held up one figure. Why didn't Juggernaut Man release his Zanpakuto? Naruto asked, pointing to Kenpeki. None of the Soul Reapers in front of him answered his question. How rude. Naruto pouted. But. Naruto reached his right hand at them. The captains tensed a bit. She says that all of you combined are worthy. Naruto reached for his black Zanpakuto. And completely unsheathed it. For her to come out and play. The other one was not worthy to fight her. He smiled. Let's see how you six fare against her. He looked a little bored. With this, she is almost complete. He said to himself. The next fight was about to begin. Naruto wasted no time starting the fight. With the Sonido, Naruto was behind them. His blade dripping in blood of the one first to fall in this soon-to-be short battle. The first one to fall was the big guy. The bottom half of his shikai fell to the floor. Then a massive cut appeared across his large beer belly. Then fall to the ground below. For the vice-captains and the captains, all they did was blinked. 1 down. 5 to go. Naruto said coldly. Hanko. The busted blonde attacked Naruto next. When Naruto turned to look at her, his eyes held no life, they were cold as ice, colder than Toshiro's ice. Rangiku, wait. The white-haired kid yelled at her, seeing the look on the blonde hollow's face. But it was too late. Way of destruction. Black coffin. Rangiku was enveloped in a black box. Then black spears pierced the box. Toshiro heard Rangiku scream. When the box dissipated, Rangiku had many lacerating cut in her. She too fell on top of the roof of a building. 2 down. 4 to go. Naruto said in the same cold voice. Rangiku. Go Zabumaru. The redhead guy attacked Naruto next. Naruto turned to look at him. When Renji's eyes and Naruto's eyes meet, he saw that he had already lost. Naruto just Sonido and was on the other side of Renji. A second later, Renji had a cut from side to side. His shikai returned to normal. Then he too fell to the ground. 3 down. 3 to go. Now that the weak ones are out of the way, we can fight for real. Naruto turned to face the 3 captains. With the first group watching the fight. Would you look at that? He took out 3 vice captains faster than anyone I've ever seen. He even used Kido. The man fanning himself was impressed. The big mean Soul Reapers have no chance to beat Big Brother Naruto. He's beaten loads of strong hollows back in Hueco Mundo. Even other Eren cars. Big Brother Naruto is undefeated. Nell said, continuing to crush poor Yuryuaki. Other Eren cars? Nell, how many other errand cars are there? The fan man asked Nell. Nell does not know. But Nell knows that Nell is an errand car. Big brother Naruto has been collecting the power of mean evil soul reapers and hollows so he can restore Nell's power. That's what big brother Naruto says he's going to do for Nell. Nell said, hugging the kitty again. Collect soul reaper and hollow powers? How is he doing that? Fan man asked. By killing them, silly. The cat's eyes widened. Don't you know anything? When a hollow and a soul reaper see each other, it is the job of a hollow to kill them so that the mean evil soul reapers don't go off doing other bad stuff. When big brother kills them, he takes the power of that mean evil soul reaper so he can help Nell. The cat began trying to escape the child Arrancar's grip. I think you should let the kitty go for now, Nell. I think she needs to do something important. Fan man told Nell. Oh, does kitty promise to come back to Nell? Nell looked at the cat as she just nodded. Okay. Nell let go of the cat and she spirited to the fight, hoping to save someone important to her, with the other group watching the fight. Wow, that guy has some impressive spiritual pressure. A blonde-haired guy with what looked like a permanent grin on his face said to the others that were watching. Indeed he does. It feels like ours, but still different. A very big man with pink hair replied. So, let's just kill the dumbass when he's done with the captains. A short girl said, annoyed. That would be unwise. He defeated 4 vice captains and that one captain faster than any of us have beaten a low-level hollow. And the fact he is not going all out against 3 Shikai released Zanpakutos from 3 captains means he's far stronger than he is letting on. Another girl said. We'll watch for now. See what happens. The Grin Man said. Back to the fight. During the conversations, Naruto Sonito to the captains who only flash stepped out of the way, he again Sonito to the nearest one, which was the kid. He brought down his Zanpakuto on the kid who blocked with his own. Toshiro was trying to hold the blade back with all his might, but he felt the overwhelming power that his hollow had. Naruto himself was not putting any effort into the attack. Then Naruto kicked the boy in the gut, causing him to lose breath. Then was launched to the ground at high speeds when Naruto fired a Zero at point-blank range. Naruto saw the quiet captain charge him next, with all the little pink flower petals around him and attacking Naruto at the same time. The petals attacked Naruto, he just sat there and took it. Swafon smirked when Byakuya killed the hollow. But then both captains were shocked when the pink petals were blown away. And the hollow Naruto was still there, only his white coat had been damaged. Naruto just grabbed his ruined white coat, and tore it off him, revealing his hollow hole, dead center of his well-toned chest. And, where Ichigo's hollow hole is. Some women blushed. Naruto Sonito in front of the quiet captain. And Zero Raiznan. Naruto drove a red Raiznan into Byakuya's gut, sending him to the ground like the others. Naruto Sonito away from his spot when he felt Swafon try to stab him in the back. He appeared behind her. She flash-stepped to avoid Naruto cutting her down. She blushed again looking at his chest. Only then she realized her less-than-rookie mistake. Naruto got behind her, grabbed her arm with her released Zanpakuto and held it away from them. Grabbed her other arm and wrapped it around her neck. She now could not move. Swafon was berating herself. Such a stupid mistake. She got distracted and that will cost her her life. She was thinking, she wasn't dead yet. You're holding back. Naruto stated more than asked. Don't. Then Naruto took a nice long whiff of Swafon's hair. You smell good. Naruto said playfully. That pissed off Swafon as she used her flexibly to kick him in the face. Then when her left hand was released, elbow him in the gut and do a 180-degree turn and knee him in the groin. Ouch. Swafon got a bit a ways from him and smirked. Naruto was holding his groin area in pain. Had that been permanent, I would have been very upset. Naruto said, not really in pain. I'm sorry to say, my dear, that it's time to end our date a little short. Naruto pointed his index finger at her. In response, Swafon decided to make clones of herself. See if you can hit me now, Hollow. All 15 of her clones said at the same time. Clones? No. Not really clones, after images. Nothing special. But, now a normal zero won't hit you now. Naruto was still charging up his zero. Swafon raised an eyebrow. Naruto was done charging. Kuwabai zero. Naruto fired a red zero at Swafon and her after images. Unlike the normal zero, this one split into 9 others, hit 9 of the after images, then those 9 split into 9 more and hit the rest along with Swafon, but the damage was minimal. But it made her immobile. This one is my favorite zero, Swafon. I hope it doesn't kill you. Grand Queen Kuwabai zero. Like the one fired before, this one was red. But unlike the other one, this one did not split into 9 other zeros. This one took the form of the Kuwabai's head, and hit Swafon. A cat nearby eyes widened. They looked sad. I hope she's alive. I didn't want to fight in the first place. Naruto said aloud to himself. From the smoke a figure fell to the ground below them. She tried to get up, but Naruto Sonito right next to her head. She looked up, tried and weak. Her sword next to her in its unreleased form. Finish it? Was all she said as she looked in his eyes with defiance. Kill me, you monster, and see what happens when the Soul Society comes for you. She continued to look up at him. She looked into his eyes. For a moment he looked hurt. But she still saw kind blue eyes. She was looking at them. She felt, like this Hollow's eyes were looking into her soul. She never felt like this, so naked in the gaze of another. The only other time was when Yuruaki was looking at her. Naruto was hurt. He was hurt. He hasn't been called a monster in a long time. I guess it is to be expected. I am a monster by all rights. Naruto raised his blade, ready to stab. By all rights, but one. Swafon closed her eyes as Naruto brought down his blade. No. Naruto stabbed his blade right in front of Swafon. I will not kill you, Swafon. For I am not a monster. Naruto sheathed his Zanpakuto. He turned to a cat. I suggest getting your fellow comrades back to that Soul Society place of yours. They might die without treatment. Naruto looked as the cat walking to Swafon. Swafon was nearly passed out. She had used all of her spirit energy that she had left to make the damage from that last attack not as bad. She must have not negated a lot of it. She then saw a cat come up to her. Swafon didn't hear what the cat had said. She was too dazed to think straight. She then passed out. Naruto looked at the cat. As it stood in front of Swafon. Please don't kill her. The cat asked. Naruto blinked. I'm going out on a limb here and say that you're no ordinary fluffy kitty. Naruto said, looking down at the cat. Yes, I am no ordinary fluffy kitty. A deep male-like voice came from the cat. Please don't kill her. The cat asked again. Don't worry. I had no intention of killing any of them. Nor did I want to fight them in the first place. But I didn't want to risk Nell's life since they were following us. The cat nodded. Follow me if you please. Sorry, fluffy kitty. I need to find Nell. Naruto was about to walk away. Little girl in green cracked skull on her head, scar on her face, and talks in the third person. Yeah, have you seen her? Nope, sorry. Cat shook its head no. Naruto sweat drop at the cat's joke. Follow me, I know someone who has. The cat smirked. although you couldn't tell because, well, it's a cat. Following the cat to a small shop out of the way of, well, everything. He followed the cat inside. Ah, I see our guest has arrived. A man with a fan said. Welcome to my shop. He greeted Naruto. Naruto nodded. Big brother. Nell is glad that Nell's big brother is safe. So, did Nell's big brother drive off those mean evil soul reapers? Nell asked. Yes. I drove off those mean evil yet one being very pretty soul reapers. Naruto pat Nell on the head. Kidding. Nell began chasing Yuruaki around the shop, breaking things as she goes. Sorry about that. She has a one-track mind sometimes. Naruto apologized to the fan man. That's alright. Now then. Naruto, we have some things we need to talk about. Some more glass-like objects broke. And TFK, now I need a name for Naruto's race of Hollow. Half Soul Reaper half Hollow. Stronger than both. I'm not the author, I'm just the reader. Like and subscribe if you like for part 2 guys.